Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. Rail services have again been disrupted on the Hunter line this morning by a climate activist. Blockade Australia says the 17-year-old girl has suspended herself 40 metres from a bipod over the Singleton Bridge. Police were called to Rose Point Road at Singleton just before 7 this morning. Blockade Australia says it's the 13th action over the past week, and the protest action shows no sign of slowing down. A massive ground search is resuming for 72-year-old Gary Conwell, who's been missing from his Rookhurst property near Gloucester since last Wednesday. Dozens of RFS and SES volunteers from the Upper Hunter, Mid-North Coast and North Coast regions have converged on the area. It comes after Gary's quad bike was found abandoned. New legislation comes into force from today across New South Wales, including the Hunter, enabling mobile phone detection cameras to be used to catch motorists and their passengers not wearing seatbelts. It follows an extended trial of the technology with fines of up to $410 and 3 demerit points now in force for anyone caught flouting the law. Premier Chris Minns says it's hard to believe people are still risking their lives by not buckling up.
Wearing a seatbelt is non-negotiable, and the implications, particularly if you've got a friend or a family member in the car, you could lose them. And the statistics from the coroner that show the number of people who are victims of a fatality on our roads who weren't wearing a seatbelt is still mind-boggling. I cannot believe in this day and age people would drive around without doing the simple act of putting your belt on.
Despite continuing population growth, the monthly unemployment rate across Newcastle and Lake Macquarie has reached new lows. The jobless rate in the two cities fell to 1.7% in May, down from 2.5% in April. The rate has only dipped below 2% on 2 other occasions since the Australian Bureau of Statistics series began in 1998. Business Hunter CEO Bob Hawes says despite the volatility in some monthly figures, the employment circumstances in the region are remarkable based on historical circumstances. Lion MP Dr David Gillespie says the upcoming Nuclear Energy Information Forum at Lorne will give locals a better understanding of the energy source. The event will take place next Wednesday, giving attendees the chance to ask questions of the Nationals MP and Nuclear for Climate founder Robert Parker. David Gillespie says the forum will feature an open discussion on the topic and a chance to disprove misinformation.
There will be the opportunity for questions and answers after a couple of talks. We just want to have an open forum and explain stuff to people who are genuinely interested.
It'll take place at the Lawn Park Bowling Club from 6 p.m. on July 10. The University of Newcastle's Aboriginal Numeracy Gala Day will be held later this morning to help Indigenous students improve their math skills. Education students will engage with a group of Year 7 and 8 students at McDonald Jones Stadium to take part in NRL-centric numeracy activities. Cultural Capability Partner at the University, Jake McDonald, says the day will give university students some vital experience working with Indigenous students.
This is a really creative way that the School of Education has come up with to make sure that students have a better understanding of Aboriginal people, Aboriginal history, Aboriginal culture, and how to, work respectfully and positively with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students. And getting that exposure early on in their teaching careers is really important.
2NURFM Sport.
English import Will Price scored on debut to help the Knights secure a 34-26 win over the Eels. Coach Adam O'Brien says the side needed a win after a 3-match losing streak.
It was a roller coaster for everyone, players, staff, had everything, but at the end of the day we needed to get a win and the boys found a way, so stoked.
Defending NPL Northern New South Wales Premiers Lampton Jaffers have extended their unbeaten streak to 27 games, defeating Maitland 2-1. Coach David Tanchevsky says the side will need to step up their game when they face Broadmeadow on Saturday. Lambton sit at 43 points, 4 clear of title challengers Broadmeadow. Meantime, in the women's competition, Broadmeadow were defeated 3-0 by Maitland. Coach Neiman Nick Farjum says the side's premiership hopes are still alive, but they have work to do. And Hunter Wildfires coach Scott Coleman says the side needs to step up after going down 62-26 to Western Sydney. That's sport. I'm Holly Fishlock.
And the winning numbers in Weekend Lotto are 10, 21, 24, 30, 44 and 45. And the supplementaries are 28 and 31. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.